everybody, Steve Stine from guitarzoom here, and I've had a bunch of people lately that have been asking me about trying to strengthen their hands when they play because they're getting very fatigued and very frustrated. Just recently, I did a video on trying to stay motivated, and thank goodness that's helped some people. And what it's done though is it's had people trying to do some things and they've been having a bit of a hard time. Hey Arnold. So what I want to do is I want to help you a little bit in giving you some tips that you can use to try and strengthen your fingers a little bit without getting way too frustrated. Hey Mike. So what I want to do, first of all, I want to remind you, if you're not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, you can click on the subscribe button, and I'm going to start doing more of these live little things to help you a little bit. So what you can do is click on that little bell next to the subscribe, and it'll always let you know when I'm going to be doing something like this. So I promise I'll be doing a lot more of this sort of thing so we can chat back and forth. And the other thing that I want you to know is that if you, and I'll write this down if you can, hey everybody, if you text guitar, the word guitar, to 43506, that way whenever I'm going to do one of these things, I can let you know that I'm going to be going live, and I'll let you know when, so you've got a little time to plan. So again, if you text the word guitar to 43506, and I'll remind you in just a little bit about that as well. But anyway, hopefully you can see my guitar okay here. Okay? All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about a couple of things that you can do to try and strengthen your hands without getting massively frustrated, okay? So always remember, as I tell you these things, I'm not telling you to like go home and do them until you're so frustrated that you don't want to play anymore. The goal is just to start trying to build some strength and some stamina in your hands when you play. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about your fretting hand, regardless of how you hold the guitar, your fretting hand. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on some legato exercises. And if you've never seen me do this before, I just think it's a really great exercise that's always been very beneficial to my students. And so what I want you to do is, you may not have a guitar with you right now, and if you do, that's awesome. But if you don't, I just want you to take a couple of notes on this. What I want you to do is go to your fretboard, and it doesn't matter what string, and it doesn't matter what fret. Okay, I just want you to go to I'm going to go to the 3rd string on the 5th fret. And I don't know why I always go here, but I'm always going kind of the same place. But you could go anywhere you want. And what I want you to do is I want you to show you, if you've never heard of it before, what I call my 20-second exercise. And basically what you're going to do is for 20 seconds, as hard and as fast as you can, what I want you to do is I want you to try and hammer on and pull off your middle finger. So my first finger is down on the 5th fret of the 3rd string, and I'm just going to do this. Watch, I'm going to pick that note. And I want you just to, and again, don't worry about the quality of it. Don't worry about whether you have an amp or anything like that. What we're worried about is building strength in that middle finger. So when you hammer, you're going to smack that finger down. And when you pull back off, what I want you to do is not just pick the finger up, but I want you to actually flick the string. Now, when I do that, I'm actually pulling off towards the floor. Some people like to push towards the ceiling. That's never worked for me, but if that works for you, don't worry about it. Whatever works, right? That's what we're looking for. So you're going to hammer that. And you're going to do that as hard and fast as you can, regardless of the quality of the sound, for 20 seconds straight. Okay? Then what you're going to do without stopping is you're going to go to your 3rd finger. So now I'm going to leave my 1st finger there. And thanks, Chad. Chad likes the PRS, and so do I. Thank you. So what we're going to do here is we're going to hammer onto that 3rd finger, which is now at the 7th fret. And we're going to do the exact same thing. So we went from 1 to 2, which for me was 5th to 6th fret. And then we're going to go 1 to 3, which would be 5th to 7th fret without stopping. And then we're going to move over to the pinky, and we're going to do 1 to 4, which would now be 5th to 8th fret without stopping. Okay? So 5 to 6, 5 to 7, 5 to 8. And remember, if you want to watch more of these, subscribe to my channel, hit the little bell button so you'll be notified when I go live. But the other thing you can do to plan early is to text the word guitar to me at 43506. If you text it to 43506, I'll get your information and I can just let you know when I'm going live, okay? So text the word guitar to 43506. So here we go. We're going to get to that, buddy. Alan just asked a question. We're going to get to that. So watch what I do, and I'm going to shorten this only to a couple seconds so I'm not wasting your valuable time here. So I'm going... Okay. Remember, because I just had someone say, ouch. Yes, that's right. This is going to be a little painful, okay? What I want you to worry about more is the strength that you're building and less about the sounds that you're making, okay? The quality of the hammer-on and all that sort of thing are very, very important. There's no doubt about it. But right now, we're not going to build walls of, well, this should be this and this should be this. Let's just focus on the strength of what we're doing, and then we'll worry about the quality of what we're doing later, okay? So we're doing that hammer-on for 20 seconds, then we're moving to the next one for 20 seconds, and then we're moving to the next one for 20 seconds. Now, if you try and do this exercise and 20 seconds is too long, don't worry about it. Do 10 seconds, okay? This is another human nature that we have, right? Is we're superhuman, and so we need to be able to do something for X amount of time because X person said we're supposed to. Screw that, right? If you're first starting to learn how to do this and you can only do 10 seconds, it's 10 seconds more than you could do yesterday. And always remember that, okay? Always remember that. So don't hurt yourself in the process. It doesn't matter. I'm just calling it a 20-second exercise because that's how I usually teach it. But don't worry about it. If you're not doing 20 seconds right now, you'll be doing 20 seconds somewhere down the line and it'll be fine. So let's keep going though, because we're not done. We're getting to the hard stuff next. So we're doing 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, and then, this is the trick, we're going to set that middle finger down on the 6th fret, because I'm sitting right here between 5 and 8. So I'm just going to set that middle finger down, and now I got to do hammer on and pull off to the 3rd finger. And this is where it really starts sucking, right? Because this is kind of tough. And without stopping then, I'm going to keep my middle finger down and I'm going to head over to the pinky. So now I'm on the 6th and 8th frets. So you'll notice I'm just staying in a 4-fret sequence, right? And I'm just staying there. That's all I'm doing. I'm going 1st finger with everybody. Then I'm going to put my middle finger down and I'm going to go to my ring finger and then to my pinky. Okay, so ring finger to my pinky. Then, without stopping, I'm going to set my 3rd finger down on the 7th fret, and I'm heading over to the pinky. So if you do this whole thing for whatever, 20 seconds or 15 seconds or 10 seconds or whatever, by the time you get to the end, which are these poor guys here, you're going to have either some pain, or you're going to have fatigue. You're going to get there and like your pinky's just going to be going, ugh, and it's not going to be working very well. That's okay. All right. Now here's a couple things. When you get done, the first thing I want you to do is I want you to stretch. Okay? I want you to stretch, and this is something that you really should do all the time. Okay, make sure that you're drinking enough water because it's very important for your muscles anyway, for your entire body, but certainly for your muscles for guitar playing. Drink water, drink water. And if you drink beer, drink even more water, okay? So we're going to stretch out those muscles. And I always do this one. This is a really good one to do, is just I put my palms together, and I bring my hands down, and I stretch out. And I might do that for, again, however long, 20, 30 seconds, whatever. And then what I do is I stretch out each individual finger. And I do this throughout the day, and if you really love playing guitar, these sorts of things are really great to be able to do, is just stretch out your fingers, stretch out your tendons here, all these kind of things. Very, very important to stretch all that out, okay? And then what I'll do sometimes if I just got done doing this, I might even kind of massage the muscles in here, okay? So again, for those of you that are asking, I'm going to be going live kind of on a regular basis here, so what you need to do is subscribe to the channel and then click the bell right next to the subscribe button on YouTube. And if you do that, you'll always be notified when I'm going live. But the other thing you can do if you need to know earlier, you're not on YouTube at that time, is text the word guitar to 43506. And then that way when I go live, I'll just let you know. You'll have some time to get ready, and then we'll meet and hang out, okay? So guitar to 43506. Make sure I'm giving you the right one here. Okay, so that's what you do. You stretch out. Now here's the deal. Let's say you do what I just said every day. Well, that's great, okay? But let's say you get bored with it because it's doing the same thing over and over and over. And let's be honest with each other. These two fingers are usually the strongest fingers. Or this finger and the third finger, those two fingers are usually pretty strong. Anything that uses a first finger tends to be our stronger fingers. It's when we get here that things start failing, and here things get even worse. Okay? This guy isn't so dependent, so he has a hard time with these other fingers. So here's a couple of the things I want you to think about. As you're doing this exercise, okay, maybe tomorrow when you do this exercise, you start backwards. So your strongest beginning is your third and pinky. And then you move back. And then you move back. And then you move back. And you're moving back. So if you have a pencil or anything, I'm just going to give you the order you can write down. Okay? The finger order if you need this. Okay? So if I'm going forward, I'm going 1, 2. And then I'm going 1, 3, and then 1, 4, right? 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, and then 2, 3, 2, 4, and then 3, 4. So if I'm going backwards, I'm just going to do 3, 4, right? And then 2, 4, 2, 3. I'm just doing the whole thing backwards, okay? And I'm gonna read these messages that you guys are sending me. It's I got my contacts in, so it's hard to see. But I'm gonna get to your questions and I'm gonna answer them. Okay, so don't worry about it. I promise I will. But just remember, if you want to do this on a regular basis, make sure you subscribe and click the bell. That way you know when I'm going live. And I don't mean to keep gabbing on it, or type guitar, text guitar to 43506, and that way I can let you guys know and we can hang out, okay? So anyway, you can do it going backwards. So let's say Monday you do them forward, okay? And then going backward, what you're gonna do, you're gonna do the whole thing backwards. I'm not trying to waste your time here. And then let's say Wednesday or Thursday or whatever, you decide today is really gonna be a great day for me to really isolate a certain finger combination. So let's say you decide that day you're going to work on 3 and 4 or whatever it is you want to do, and you're not going to worry about everybody else. So you're just going to practice this one. So then you take a little break, stretch out your hands, whatever, you come back and you do it again, okay? Now, for me, I've been working this morning, but I haven't quite gotten ready. So what I like to do is in the mornings when I'm still trying to wake up and I'm drinking my coffee and getting things going, this is when I love to do these kinds of exercises, because when I first wake up, and you might be the same way, but when I first wake up, my hands do not function like they do in the afternoon. So I'm already expecting myself to not be optimal in the morning when I first start practicing, or maybe right as soon as I get home from work or whatever. I'm not optimal. So doing these exercises are really good because I can forgive myself. They're not supposed to be perfect. They're just builders, strength builders, stamina builders. Okay? And then once I've done them and I've stretched out a little bit and I come back to my guitar a few minutes later, I feel really good. Like my hands are limbered up and I'm ready to go. Okay? So please remember that the goal with this thing isn't so much, we're not looking for accuracy in sound. That's a completely different exercise. Okay, we don't worry about setting a metronome and that sort of thing. We're just trying to build strength. Okay? We can do these things with a metronome, and we can create all kinds of other exercises for all kinds of different reasons. But right now what we're doing is we're just building strength and stamina. That's the big thing is if you're like many people, when you play, you'll be playing for a while and all of a sudden your hands will start getting tired or they'll start getting sore. We want to start eliminating that problem so we can cruise around the fretboard as much as we want. Okay? So that's what we're going to do today is we're going to focus on doing these hammer-ons. Okay, and then what we'll do, today is Friday, so I'll be gone for the weekend, but what we'll do next week is we're going to start working on some other exercises that you can do very similar to this to start building your strength even more. So please make sure that you subscribe to my channel and click that bell button so you know when we go live. Or once again, I'm not trying to be a salesperson, I'm just telling you, if you want to join me, you can text guitar to 43506, and that way we can work on some more ideas. Okay, so let's just start with this and start building that. And then what we'll do next week is I'm going to go live again. I'm not sure what day. I haven't set up a schedule yet. But I'll show you some more things that you can do with your fretting hand, and then we'll also move into doing some things with your picking hand. Okay, so cool. So I'm going to post this if I can. I'm not sure if I can post it in YouTube or not, but if I can, I'll post it on my channel, and that way you guys can watch this again in case you missed a little something or you want to watch it again. Okay? Thank you, Scott. Thank you so much for doing that. Text guitar, the word guitar, to 43506, and that way, again, I can just send you guys a text saying, hey, I'm going to go live on Tuesday at whatever. So let's start there. And then let me know if you're having any issues. Let me know if it's successful. But here's the thing. If you're doing it and you start really getting fatigued, don't feel bad. That's going to happen. I don't care if you're Joe Satriani. I don't care what guitar player you are. You have a threshold of strength. And you have a threshold for your stamina. So the goal with this isn't, well, you've been playing for 20 years, so you should be able to do each one for an hour and a half. That's not true. If you're going as hard and fast as you can, everybody's going to get fatigued in a fairly short amount of time, especially, if you go through the entire sequence getting to that end, which is these two fingers, or going the other way. Okay? So everybody take care. Have a wonderful, wonderful Friday, and we'll talk next week, okay?